Uh, May 2001, I saw Impossible, okay? I heard it, and, it may be very schizophrenic of me to do that, but it's going on pretty much my whole life. That was the first time it was unmistakable, and something I was supposed to do if I had an education, if George Washington had an education, okay? It's like insane. Because it was basically someone addressing me, but not clarifying, okay? And not just automatically sort of honking the horn, because that's what family, that's what urgency and concern does. They don't say, catcalling. That's what I see on the internet, okay? So if you think I'm some sort of jerk, it's because it's never happened before. George Washington, never. It's not ever happened. That's why everything bad. And the schizophrenic voice that kind George seeks Washington for the Royal Navy, okay? And it's a cliche, but it eventually all adds up intensely, because of where there's tobacco, there's probably lots of other substances, for sure. The Deepwater Port, Otis Redding, Richie Valens, etc., etc., etc. And this will be the cliche. I'm doing this just so narcissists can do this. He said, we definitely mean you. In the context and tone, I would at least understand that. But if it's just sort of whistling in the wind, I get disturbed. Because if it's not, approved, what is it? Me walking into no man's land? I'm petrified by that. Okay, I really am. I don't have that education. And there's this movie, it was called Day Without a Mexican. Day Without a Mexican. Okay, well, I've been to Mexico, and there are, long days without an American. Okay, if they're probably just they're spending their money, but not, some badges, no stinking badges. I don't know, prospectors or something like that. Sure, but I've done the research. There's no George Washington in those territories, and even my my rather cool Jewish Native American neighbor said that in New Mexico that there were places you didn't go because some of those guys were dangerous. There are good natives and there are bad natives, believe it or not. There are wealthy natives and there are, I don't know, Aztecs, I don't know. San Diego State, maybe, I don't know. And I really like the reality of Stanley Kubrick. He's first generation, so he doesn't have to entanglement, a bunch of siblings. No, he's just got one sibling. And he stays, New York is good. LA is even better, but he didn't like it. It can be scary, unless if you're in an absolutely, they're honking the horn and saying, yes, this is specifically for you, privately, etc. For George Washington, that's very important. That's ultimately. Ben Franklin, too. I'm sure there was lots of commentary on him, but all just oh, you blew it, all this competition, foolishness. Competition, conversation, who can, talk the most. And, I just want to be with people who care, and especially with, be able to work with someone who's fantastic and not to have any drama, only if there's love, and the host, I know those, we're just making jokes. You know, we'd watch some movies together, but you know, it's accepted. You know, that I try to be, you know, a very thoughtful person, but I'm afraid, you know, unless if there's like complete happiness or there's someone there who loves me, and then watch this, guys, watch us. Followed by pragmatism, which is, you know, if that exists in the first place, that's my spot for sure.